5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You blitz all night. And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out.
Hey, the blitz is coming, boys.
What's going on? Welcome back to The Blitz. I am your host, William Spencer, and this show is to provide our viewers with the latest and greatest in news, tips, tricks, and advice to get you ready for fantasy football in just 5 minutes or less. Week 1 is here, but fantasy drafts are still coming down right up until Thursday Night Football's kickoff between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. And in this episode, I'll give you 3 players that you need to leave your fantasy football drafts with before the NFL season starts. But before we jump into the episode, make sure that you're following the Fantasy's Finest YouTube channel for the latest episodes of The Blitz. And you can also find The Blitz in audio format on your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And make sure to like, share, and comment on the podcast episode, as it helps us see what you guys like and it helps grow the channel via the algorithms. Now, let's get into the 3 players that you should be trying to leave your fantasy drafts with this season. Now, Raiders wide receiver Deontay Thornton Jr. is a player fantasy managers should look to add towards the end of their drafts. Thornton is coming off draft boards as the wide receiver 66 and looks to be in the starting lineup catching passes from Geno Smith. The Raiders did add Amari Cooper from free agency, but Cooper isn't coming in to take Thornton's starting job. The Raiders needed to add another veteran wide receiver as they only had Jacoby Myers, and he wants to be traded as he's looking for a new contract. So, should that come to pass, Jack Beck, who was also recently drafted, could take over as the slot receiver while Cooper and Thornton play on the outside. Thornton could be a fantasy diamond in the rough if he catches on as a starter as the Raiders' bona fide deep threat, and that can pay dividends for fantasy managers. Another player fantasy managers should target is Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins. With reports that Higgins and Xavier Hutchinson are splitting reps, you might be able to get Higgins at an even better discount. Higgins is being drafted as the wide receiver 49, and there is plenty of time and opportunity for Higgins to earn the starting role. Not to mention the targets left behind after Stephon Diggs hit free agency and Tank Dell missing the entire 2025 season. Higgins is another tall wide receiver who should see a substantial workload once he gets up to speed, so there's no need to force him into your lineups. And finally, Miami Dolphins rookie running back Ollie Gordon. With Jalen Wright having to get surgery on his knee heading into the season and not expected to be back until late September, Gordon can cement himself as the RB2 for the Dolphins backfield behind Devon Achane. With Wright's injury, Gordon has an immediate path to opportunity for fantasy managers. Gordon has seen a bit of a leap in ADP as he jumped nearly 59 points to the RB45. Gordon's 6'1", 225-pound frame makes him the best option to be the big back to be paired with Achane speed to assume that Raheem Mostert role in short yardage and goal line situations. Oh, and did I mention that Gordon is a decent pass catcher? There's your PPR angle right there. If you can get your hands on any of these late round fantasy options, then you could better your chances of building a roster ready to compete for a championship. But that will wrap up this episode of The Blitz. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Fantasy's Finest YouTube channel or on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you don't miss out on the next show. See you guys in the next one.
Yo, come back now, yeah?